Hi everyone, it's Alexis Hooper here for our last presentation. Super exciting. I'm actually going to be graduating here on December 11th and 12th because I like to, split it up between 2 days. But yeah, let's just get started here. So, this is my presentation on the hot button behaviors, and we've been working on this almost all semester. And this is what I came up with, and I would say it's like my motto and what I live by as a teacher. So each child has the right to a proper education. That should go without saying. And every child is to be treated with respect and dignity, which I see does not happen very often, especially when the kids are younger. Especially, I'll be working with preschool slash kindergarten age children. And a lot of times the teachers tend to not treat them as young adults, children. And they honestly are very hard on the nose. You can't do that, versus we should be gently guiding them towards the correct path and giving them the reasons why or why not. Because children are developed to inquire, and we are here to help them learn about inquiry. So here are my hot button behaviors. Let's see if I can move this here. Here we go. So the push buttons that we did on our worksheet, my three are screaming, not sharing, and not participating. So for screaming, it makes me feel really uneasy with the kids. It's just really loud and hurt your ears. This is because I share with the class the expectations, and they all seem to understand them. And when I hear them scream inside, I get upset because they know better than that. And the relationship with the child doesn't change at all. I just remind them of our expectations in the class and how they should act, and use their inside voices inside and their outside voices outside. And the relationship with the parents does not change unless it is a consistent issue. Then I would bring it up with them. For not sharing. So, not sharing makes me feel really sad because the children are normally very good about this. And I try my best to help by understanding the full situation before jumping in. And the relationship with the child doesn't really change other than having that conversation about expectations. And, I will bring it in with their parents, because sharing is one of the things that we like to work on in preschool and kindergarten. So sharing that with the parents will help them, work with the children at home, which is really important. And then my last one is not participating. So not participating in class makes me worried about the child's feelings, not so much upset, because sometimes when a child does not participate, it's because they are not feeling 100%. The relationship with the child gets stronger as I understand why they feel this way. And the relationship with the parents gets stronger as well as I explain their child's feelings and help them understand how they act in class. And maybe, something that happened at home is transferring over into the classroom and it maybe hasn't been dealt with fully to the child's, extent. So bringing awareness to that's really important. And here's the how I manage the hot button behaviors. So the before is, I will assess the situation before getting involved and, really trying to formulate a plan. And then I'm going to try to understand the child's tendencies. If this specific child, for example, let's say his name's Hunter, Hunter has a, track record of not sharing with others. So I'm going to understand that beforehand, go into that knowing this, listen to what both the children say, and then address the situation. And then I will also have to, have that discussion with the child and the family if the issues are reoccurring. So I'm trying to get ahead of that by doing that. And then during, it's all about, staying calm, cool, and collected, especially working with these little kids. 5 and under can be a little tough. But, taking a step back, taking a deep breath, address the situation by diffusing, not escalating. So, speak calmly and try to think of ways to talk with the child about their actions that they will understand. Go over the classroom expectations again. That's really important. And it really, helps set in with the child, how their actions, are turning out into, their real life. Like what we say on these charts and what we say every single day before we start school, it's all there for a reason. And then the after is, sometimes you just need to have that minute to cool down, where the child and I take some deep breaths together. This will prep us to have a conversation as to why the behavior happened and how to avoid it in the future. And we need to speak to the children with respect and explain why we have the expectations in place. Just as I said before, we don't have the expectations for the classroom, for no reason. There is a specific reason that us as teachers do it, and that's called intentional teaching. I'm sure many of us have, worked on it, but it is something really interesting that can really throw us forward as an educator. And I definitely recommend looking into that if you haven't heard about it before. But intentional teaching is really important, especially working with these younger kids. So here's my reflection. So basically, behaviors have not changed for me after going through this class, but the way I view them has. Children labeled as the troublemakers, per se, are often mistaken for how they were raised. So after all, preschool is the first classroom they'll be in. Family involvement is super important, and the solution for families that don't really believe what you're saying in class is to, gain their trust and show them that you care about their child and their well being. As an educator, you're responsible for creating bonds between you and yourself, the students, the family, and the curriculum that you teach. So when all parties are on the same page, it makes navigating the school year that much easier. And if your students, families trust you, then they will put forth that effort at home to help develop their child with the curriculum and the emotional development that we stated in class. And like I said here, the best resources is the NAEYC website, and it provides information on all things education and emotional development. It provides parents with, forums designed to help them understand the work that's done in the classroom to help their children. And if they have any questions, they can definitely look on that website, or other teachers can look on that website, as well as speaking with, their student's teacher as well. And here's a short little letter to myself about the troublemakers. So after going through the class, just to look back on it, I would definitely, show myself that troublemakers are not children with severe behavior issues. These children are continuously misunderstood by teachers, and if I speak with the family and get a full picture of how the child was raised, I will be able to navigate the child's behavior better. When I understand the cause, I can help redirect the effect. Children deserve to be treated equally no matter the outbursts they may have. Outbursts and a cry for attention are often children that need help, honestly, the most, and are missing a vital part of their development. Being a teacher is more than reading from a book. It is about helping a child develop as a whole. And I put it down there, and honestly, rereading Troublemakers by Shalaby is one of the most beneficial things I've had here at ASU, really. It really gives a full, great picture of children in their emotional development. Um, in the background, you don't see it, and then you make an effort to see the full picture, and you'll start to understand why a child feels a certain way, and you can dig from below and get it to the root source and help the child develop from there. But yeah, here are some resources that I definitely recommend going to for any of our needs as teachers or parents. But yeah, that is my last presentation here at ASU, and I'm super thankful to have learned about all these different aspects of teaching. Thank you so much.